Hi all, Rick here. Now, originally I was planning to do a cultural index on the Excalbians, however, they kinda don't have enough about them to fill out such a video focused on their society and history. And that was kind of the point of them. The Excalbians, as they appeared to the Federation in 2269, were devoid of a distinct culture to call their own in any meaningful sense, and therefore were examining the morality of other species to best establish how to build their people going forwards. For a long time before their encounter, there had been rumours and legends about life being present on Excalbia, strange signals, readings and such from the planet, but never had anything been uncovered and, in fact, all exploration attempts seemed to confirm the complete lack of life in the planet, so adept at hiding were the Excalbians. Despite this, there did seem to be power generation detected from the planet and potential signs of civilizations, but these readings must have been so inconsistent that even Spock assumed that they were initially false readings produced by Excalbia's natural properties. Excalbia itself is a geoplastic Class E planet of sulphurous atmosphere and molten rock. Its furnace-like environment was incompatible with most known life forms, so anything that did dwell here was going to be markedly different. Referred to as carbon cycle lifeforms, in their natural appearance the Excalbians resembled bipedal and four-limbed piles of rock, with clawed hands and laced with multiple glowing gemstones beneath craggy veins. Their head contained several more gemstone-like orbs which presumably were their eyes, although that is mere speculation based on their incredible anatomy. Their body was based on calcium carbonate, but they have also been referred to as silicon-based organisms, which might be so thanks to their extreme native biome of Excalbia. It should be noted that this, although suspected to be their natural form, may also not be their original look. Their internal temperature was near to that of molten rock, meaning that they are at least 600 degrees Celsius, probably much higher internally. This heat could be felt when standing in proximity to a natural Excalbian. When they perished, they did leave behind a skeleton, and their bones contained acidic compounds. Their main power lay in their ability to simply reshape and reorganise matter into whatever state they wished, which they used to a variety of effects. They could reshape Excalbia's surface itself into a variety of locations or environments to support any form of life, and when encountered, used this to form a myriad of testing grounds for the purposes of learning about morality. Their incredible power of matter seemed to extend into the orbit of Excalbia too, as they were able to manipulate the workings of the Enterprise to threaten Kirk and company into cooperation. In apocryphal material, they were also able to fabricate other constructs in orbit, just as they could planet-side, such as replicated starships. Now, they were capable of taking volunteers of their species and converting them using their matter-shaping technology into facsimiles of others, and once converted in this way, the original Excalbian pretty much ceased to be as they were, adopting the new traits of the individual down to their memories and quirks. This sometimes extended into the Excalbian replica believing that they were the original, but they did not have to remain in this new adopted form. While existing in this way, they were pretty much duplicates of the people they imitated, read as such to sensors, and both anatomically and mentally possessed all the traits. Initially, when one appeared as Abraham Lincoln, he was detected briefly in his true Excalbian form before completely registering as human. It's unknown, however, if this is because he adopted the Lincoln persona as he arrived, or whether transporters in fact briefly restore the original molecular layout. The Excalbians possessed rapid and thorough scanning technology, no doubt something the Federation would love to get a look at. In a matter of 10 seconds, they managed to scan the entire Enterprise, its databases, and the minds of all the crew, information which the Excalbians then used to form the initial point of contact, the facsimile of Abraham Lincoln, and minutes later an M-class environment around 1,000 miles squared on the surface of Excalbia. They also exhibited the ability to interfere with Starfleet transporters, being able to disarm the landing party and leaving behind their equipment as they beamed in. Additionally, they could cut off communications, although scattering and blocking fields are less impressive than being able to manipulate another's systems so effortlessly. With these abilities, it seems likely that their powers are a product of technology rather than biology, but even this is an unknown. Because of their powerful effects, that at least seem to be limited to Excalbia, and their frankly immoral attempts to experiment on others out of curiosity, the Excalbia system was marked as off-limits by the Federation. Although there have been reported further encounters in other media outside of the shows. Some of these tales have them attempting to do the same thing with the Ingamians, which did not end well for anyone, and another tale has them try to replicate the Borg to represent evil, before losing control of that simulation as they went a little too hard on making the Borg a threat. Basically, they went and did a Geordie LaForge and made a Moriarty. You can explore that in my Star Trek Online playthrough if you wish. The Excalbian drama they attempted was always listing on the side of evil for me, and Yarnek, the chief instigator of the events, seemed to agree with his preference for those evil acts even when good ultimately triumphed. Presumably, the Excalbians conducted multiple such trials with others, as views on good and evil are inevitably influenced by culture. So, I understand where they were coming from with their attempts to distill what good and evil were, but found it funny that they were doing all this in the first place. No wonder the system was marked as off-limits. With these trials observed by millions of Excalbians who never revealed themselves, it seems that their own culture might in fact be stagnated with only these events to add diversity, but it's so hard to tell. Suffice to say, they're regarded as a threat in the same way the Telosians or even the Q were. Not exactly downright evil, but just a cause of much distress and hassle. Thanks for watching this breakdown of the Excalbians. And if you were plucked to partake in their games, which Starfleet characters would you want on your team? Until then, I've been Rick. Goodbye.